Hello YouTube, and today my motor driver ICs for the car project have arrived. So these are little SOT8 devices. So I want to have a play with these, see if they work, but they're surface mount devices. So to get them in a breadboard, I've dug out some of these. So these are just little boards that take a device. This time is a SOT16, which would be fine because we just use half of it. And then we can actually breadboard a surface mount device. So I need to solder the chip onto one of these. So these devices, by the way, the devices here is a ZEBM5210 data sheet following. Bing! That's the device there, and it's on a bit of tape. And this is actually a tape that goes in a pick and place machine. There's a machine that this will feed in, and then there'll be an arm that comes along and automatically places it on the board. So that's why they look like that, and they've got a bit of plastic over the top. So you just peel this plastic back and then get your device out. So there you go, with a pair of tweezers. I've just grabbed hold of that, peeled it back. There's my device. I can now pick that up, put it on the board, solder it in. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a blob of solder on one of these pins, just in the corner. Put the device down onto the board, melt that pin, and then that should hold it in place. So here's the board, and what I'm going to do, bear in mind you can probably see better than I can because I've got a camera in the way. I'm going to just attach a solder on that pin, just like so, with my tweezers, grab hold of it, move it down. My hand doesn't bend that way. Melt that corner, get it in place. Oh, that was terrible. Right, I'm going to have to try and do this again. Don't know why people listen to me. Shouldn't. So I'm just pushing down on it. So it's reasonably flat. That's not too bad. I can always move it around. So again, at this stage, you can move it. So you can just attach your iron onto that joint. You can just poke it around. There you go. And now that's solid on there. So all I need to do now is solder up the other pins. So typically I would do the opposite side. Like so, and as you can see, got a nice dirty short on there. So I'll clean the tip. This is the wrong tip to use for this. You need a thinner tip. I don't actually have a thinner tipper here, so there you go. And we'll try to do that pin without making a mess. I say try. And that pin without making a mess. Be a lot better if I could see what I'm doing. So that's kind of like it. Run around again. And do the other pins. Again, this is a conical tip. I don't like conical tips. I like wedge-shaped tips. And that does make a difference. So this is the wrong tip completely. But it's on there. So all we've got to do now, it's a normal through-hole breadboard pins, which are easy to solder. Surface mount's the hardest one because it's so small. And that's it. It's on there. So we can breadboard that now. So a good way of putting breadboard pins in, which are these things, is get your board, put them on the board. Make sure, in this case, I found one side's too short, but because the device is, come on, focus. It's not going to focus. Oh well, when I put it down here, it'll focus. Then all you've got to do is push it into the breadboard. Then that way you can solder them, and your pins aren't all skewed. Because if you didn't do that, you could have your pins all wonky and it would never fit into a breadboard. But if you do it like this, you can then go along and solder them in. You're going to focus? Focus! Well, you don't need it in focus, it turns out. Because, you know, it's just an abstract idea. So I'm just warming up my iron now. And a bit of solder. Talk amongst yourselves whilst I do some faffing. And begin. So again, these are nice and easy to do. Just go and it's done. And then You have to make the noise as well. It makes it go better. See, I didn't make the noise in that one. That was terrible. And that's pretty much it. Just go around and solder them in as you would normally. So I'll do the rest of them, and you don't want to see me do that. So this is the pin out of the device. So using this, I'm going to connect the motor between out 1 and out 2. Ground to ground. VM, which is voltage for the motor. VDD, which is voltage for the chip. And VREF all together. And the two signals are forward and reverse. So I'm going to connect with them together now, and we'll see if it works. Right, so it's all connected. So I've got 5 volts coming in, and it's wired up to the truck motor there, only one wheel. So these 2 pins on the end here are the control. So they're currently both tied to ground. So if I move one from ground, high, it should do nothing. Okay. Well, that's disappointing, isn't it? What if we try the other one? If at first you don't succeed. Ah! Look at that, we haven't got motor spinning. Ah. What happens if we take the other one off then? Nothing. What happens if we put that both up high? It stops. So both high, it stops. One high and one low. It goes. That one. Come on. That one low. It should stop. Okay, so we go forward. And both high, nothing happens. Well, okay. Fair enough. I need to read data sheets, don't I? What the? That was working before. It's not working now. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Right, I've had a read and I figured it out. So, with blue pin high, red pin... No, blue pin low, red pin high. See, I'm confusing myself. And we connect power. The motor spins that direction. So that's clockwise. Right. Unplug that. See that there. Now if we reverse that, so red pin goes low. So red pin's low. And blue pin goes high. Then we reconnect power. It's now going in that direction, which is anti-clockwise. So that works. The only issue is now, for some reason, you can only seem to do that when you connect power, unless it's the way... Oh. Okay, well, maybe I lied. I think I'm just going to have to put it on a microcontroller and play with it. But it runs. It's not getting hot. If I put some load on it, what happens? All I'm doing is just holding the wheel with my fingers. Increasing the current. And is that hot? No, not at all. So that's a good news. Let's turn it off because that's annoying. So that device works, which is good. In principle, it seems to work okay. I think I need to hook up to a micro next to actually play with it properly. But then again, saying that, the board should be here soon, so I might as well just build the boards up and then it's just software. So the project car is coming along nicely. So the motor driver works, the board should be arriving soon in a few days. Then it'll be building and programming time. Right, so for now, I shall see you later. Bye. So this is the pin out of this device with... Oh, it's disappeared. That was a bad timing, wasn't it? Let's try again. Stadia? What? Go away. Oh, sorry.